Good evening, all. It feels really weird doing this at this time of night because I'm usually sat in front of the TV or just had my tea and doing whatever. Anyway, welcome to our first ever evening live show. Not sure how many more we'll do because I really am tired and so is Team. So there might not be any more of these. This could be the one and only evening show. So we're doing one of these this evening, which is a LX465 or a 464, depending on whether it's which side you build it, shop front. So we're doing one of those, and we're going to build an actual shop, which I don't have built in front of me, so I can't show you yet because we're going to build that. I've got a pile of parts like that. So I'm just going to get organised. I've just realised I've put my glue tips down in the wrong place, so I need to find them, and then we shall get going again. Get to brand. So, right, so we get going. So give us 2 seconds to find my bits, and then we'll get cracking. See you in a minute. Okay, should have desk cam now. I need a bit more light on the subject, so let's do that and that. Can you all hear us? Hopefully you can. Good evening to everybody. Evening Ian, evening Tom, evening Art, evening George, Steve, Gavin, Ian, Jack, loads of people. Right, 82 people so far, that's right. Be interesting to see how many tune in actually this evening and how many compared to a Wednesday morning. What we're going to do first is we're going to build one of these. It's quite a quick and easy thing to build. This is the shop front, which goes on the front of this. This is LX465 I'm building. That's 464 because it's got a left-hand door. And we're about to build a 465 with a door on opposite side. Yeah. So we're going to build one of those. I've cut the parts out already so I can hopefully just get stuck in. I just need to find my glasses, which are there, so I can see what I'm doing. And then we're going to get on, like I say, and build the rest of the shop, hopefully. So I think you can hear me because I can hear myself echoing very quietly through the thingy over there, through my phone, which is slightly off-putting, but I don't normally hear it on a Wednesday because the machines are on downstairs, but everything's quiet. We thought we were going to sound like a part, like we got a party going on because the gym we're in a few minutes ago. All the folks were doing whatever they do in a gym on a Wednesday evening, but they've all gone home now, so it's nice and quiet. So, yeah, this is the period shop front. We'd also do the modern ones as well, which is LX353. The eagle-eyed amongst you today will have noticed that we've changed the part number for the actual full shop that we're going to build tonight. That's because we decided, rather than just supply a couple of texture papers with it and some printed slates and stuff for the roof, we'd actually do proper wrap. So we'd upgrade it before the other one's gone out. We'd get everything ready, and we thought, actually, no, let's make this better. We can be better. We're better than this. Let's make it better. So rather than doing texture sheets, we've done proper wraps. And we're going to go back and we're going to do the same with the LX356. That's going to have proper wraps rather than just texture papers. So we're going to do that. So what we've done today is we've swapped it from the main shop kit. The whole shop with the front is no longer LX466. It's now KX66, so it's sort of an easier change. It's a KX because it comes with as a complete kit, a complete building. So yeah, so it's a KX, and I've just realised where's my chimney bits going. I need Tina to paint those in a bit, possibly. There's the chimney bits. We can do those in a bit. Right, let's get on with the thing. Anyway, so how are we all on this Wednesday evening? It's incredibly dark, getting a bit nippy outside as well. Hopefully I've got a glue tip that works. Yeah.
Evening, Roger and Sue.
Oh yeah, good evening, Roger and Sue, and everybody else, of course. How many we've got on so far? I can't see the screen with my glasses.
123.
Oh, that's not bad. Good evening, everybody.
Finished in Central Motherwell, where I've asked whether it's one shop front per pack.
It is one shop front per pack. Yep. It comes with a choice of 20-ish signs, which I'll show you in a bit. So you can make it into any shop you like, but it's one shop front per pack. That's because it's all layered up, lots of parts and stuff. So it's one shop per pack. Okay, so to start it, we've taken part A, which is the back piece, and part B, which has got this engraving on it. We've put that over the top to start to build up our layers. I know some of you watched me build one of these as a test in the club app the other week. so you've probably already seen some of this. I'm just going to refresh myself off the instructions to make sure I put the right parts on at the right time. Otherwise, I'll look a complete wally because I'll get it wrong. Okay, then we go part C. So this is really straightforward. We're literally just layering parts up. It's so easy. Then once we've done it, we give it a spray. Not that I'm going to paint it tonight because I've got one over there. I've done a blue Peter. So we're going to glue that piece on there now. This is part C. What that does is gives the base of the shop front a bit of extra depth underneath the window. You can see that there. What I should do really is use our tried and tested SX02 to keep everything nice and tight and square. Okay, so we've got that on. Then we're going to add parts D. Lots of parts D. So we've got 4 part Ds. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get the tip of the knife to help us put them in position. I'm going to put a bit of glue there, that side of the door. Pick up a part D. I'm going to glue that just to the left of the door. Use the knife to nudge it into position so it's nice and straight and square. Okay, I'm going to do the other one as well. I'll show you close up in a minute what I've done. I'm literally just putting part Ds on the bottom of the door frame for a start.
Sam Hill's asked whether it's going to be in brick and stone.
Yep, I'll show you the wraps in a bit. We have brick and we have stone. I'm also contemplating doing some other wraps at some point in other shades of stone, but initially it's the standard. It's the Cornish stone, which is a generic kind of granite type thing, and a brick. So yeah, we've got those, and they're all nicely weathered, so you don't have to do a lot to them to make them look smart. Okay, so I've put 2 pieces either side of the door. There, part D. Now on the right hand side of the door on this one, we need to put a second part D, so it makes it the same thickness as this one, because we've got part C and a D. So this side we need 2 part Ds to make sure that's the same size. So I'll put another one on there and try and get it nice and square like so. Okie doke. It's that one. And then we're going to put one this side as well. So put one there, like that. As you can see, this shop front doesn't take long at all to get it to come, or get it to a point where it starts to look like a shop front. We've literally got to put some decoration on it in a minute, and we are done. It's really, really straightforward. Okay, so that's part D on that side. So now we've got, you see, try and hold it so you can see there. You've got a nice sort of recess in the middle where you could put posters, or you could put your little trestle table, cover it with fruit and veg, anything, whatever you want, really. Use the fruit LX120. And what's the other fruit? Great, LX220, something like that. No, there's another one, and we've got groups of them bundled up. LX120, anyway, fruit and veg crates. They look brilliant outside here. So that's that bit. Now, the next bit we need to do is to add the windowsill, which is E, F, and we need part G. So we're going to put windowsill, which I think is E, goes in there, obviously, underneath the window.
Mark Wilson's attempting the lattice girder catenary.
All right.
He's watching.
While you're watching, oh crikey, you need to concentrate on that, Mark. I'm sure you'll make a cracking job. I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will. It's got the jig and everything with it, so you should be all right, actually. Just don't glue it to the jig.
Andrew Hicks said, is there a building or buildings to go with the shop front?
There is the building. We're going to build it in a minute. We're going to build the building to go with the shop front to turn it into a full shop building. Yes, we're going to do that. And from my discussions with Tina, Stuart, and a number of other people, we're going to actually probably release very soon a terraced house that will go with the whole thing. So you can make a row of shops and terraced houses as soon as I can. I've got some other bits I'm going to do tomorrow, but if I get a chance, I'll do my best to get it as close as I can to done. I can't think what I thought of that I've got to do tomorrow, but something I went, oh yeah, mustn't forget to do that. I've forgotten what I was going to do tomorrow. Now I thought I need to sort that out, and I can't remember what it is. Completely forgotten. Right, now we are adding parts G, I think, and E and F. Yeah, E, F and G. We've done G, which is the sill, and we're putting parts G on here now. So I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm doing in a second. I'm just adding these tiny little rectangles here on the top of these pillars so that it gives it a bit of a sill. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see the light. Go that way. It's there. Just adding those. Gives it a bit of extra dynamics. More glue on there because that's drying really quickly because it's quite warm in here.
Clyde Station says he's hoping that one of the signs is for W.H. Smith as he works for them.
Good evening, Robert. It's not actually. I forgot that. I've done kind of generic ones rather than that branded. I've kind of made up brands, but I'm sure we can sort something or it's possible to do. So we've made up our own names. The ones we've got in here are sort of turn of the 20th century onwards, really. They're independent kind of shops and small shops. W.H. Smith might lend itself better to a bigger shop front. We're doing a double one at some point, aren't we?
Well, that's just Barry Turner's just said, or has asked whether it's possible to make from the extra signs a double front shop.
You could do. I'm going to do a double front shop because I want to do a double front building. So, yeah, you can make one definitely, but I will be sorting one, and it will be fairly soon because this has gone together. These go together really easy, and now I've sorted the wraps. Finally, for this, it's going to work much better, so we can do a double front pretty quickly. Okay, so we've done the lip things, whatever they call sills on that bit. Now I'm going to add the top section, which is this is G actually. I keep saying the sill was G, it wasn't. That was E. Then we've got F, which is the other bit, and this is G. G goes in the top there, which makes the sign area a little larger. So put that on like that, and then we're going to add these natty little pieces, which are MDF curvy bits. We're going to put one of these each side, and I've just used a bit of sandpaper just to take the, whatever you want to call it, nodey bit where it's fixed to the sheet. I've just taken that off a little bit. I'm just going to glue that in, not that side because that's the wrong one, you Wally. You need the one with the pattern on the outside. We're going to grab that and we're going to pop that in there. Now this gives us a lovely bit of dynamics on the top of the thing, top of the shop, look. Just gives it that extra bit of interest. So it's just a tiny bit of MDF. And do the same this side. And this will make the whole thing much more realistic. And indeed, if Tim's watching, realistically better. I've no idea whether he's watching or not, but if you are, Tim, good evening. Right, that's that bit. Now we're going to add the sign piece. I'm not going to glue a sign to this yet because I've got a painted one over there, which I'm going to use. This, not that piece, that's the sign piece, so the one's too big. That one goes in there. So that just gives, again, an area for a sign to be displayed nicely. What you can then do, if you wish, if you say you were doing a tobacconist or you were doing a off-licensing type thing, liquor store, whatever, you would put a little sign underneath there saying who the shop was owned by, who got the liquor license or whatever. This would even perhaps work for a small pub, to be honest, the front of this. It could be anything, couldn't it? It could be a tiny little pub. I've just realised they take photographs, but not of this because I've already got photos of that. Remind me, please, everybody, to take photographs when I build that because I need to redo the instructions. Okay, we have a sign panel. That's quite smart. Really pleased with this. I like the way these go together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add these three pieces here to the top, which gives us a little bit of a nice kind of weathered, what do you call it, a rain sill, whatever, weather board, something, lip. Stops the rain running down the front of the shop, basically. So we're going to pop that on there.
A couple of people have said that they've received their Operation Shunt It
parcels
today.
Fantastic. Really looking forward to seeing what people come up with for the layouts. We'll be doing one ourselves, but obviously we're not entering the competition because we can't win our own. Dylan keeps saying I can't win, so fair enough. But now we'll be entering something. I don't know, we're going to be building something. Been talking to a chap today about giving us a hand to build it, and I think we're probably going to do a 009 something. Don't know a lot about 009 myself, but that's what we're going for because we can do quite a nice little Welsh scene or something. We thought about Cornish, but we might do Welsh. Still Celtic as well. Right, I'm gluing these little bits on top here to give us a lip like that. And what you notice is there'll be an ever so slight little angle on the top of these to give a bit of runoff for the rain. That's why we like to go realistic with these things. We like to get them as close as we can to the real thing, so it's got actually got a lip on it, so if it rained on it, the rainwater would run off rather than sit on the top. There we go, and that is a shop front done. How long did that take? 10 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. What time is it?
Quarter.
Well, 15 minutes then. So 15 minutes, and that's me waffling. So we got 15 minutes, we built a shop front. That's not bad, is it? I don't think that's quite good going. So I'm pleased with that. So we've got the other version, which I'll grab quickly. Bear with me while I leave my seat for a second. This is still a little bit tacky because I only just sprayed it when I got back from home. So it's still a little bit wet and it's still very glossy. That's a green version which we'll be using on the front of the shop. Hopefully it'll dry enough while we're doing everything else so that we can glue that on the front of our actual finished shop. So I'm going to try and find there's nothing warm, nowhere warm I can leave this. It's just going to have to sit over there and hope for the best. So that's the LX465. 464 is the one that's the other way around. As you say, really easy to build. Lots of people have asked, Finnerton, I think you asked earlier, does it fit Metcalfe shops? Honest answer, not 100% sure. I will try and find out. I'll see if I've got some Metcalfe kits in a box down there in a drawer. I will have a look and see if I've got shops. If I haven't, I will order some in and I'll get them built and I'll make shop fronts fit. Right, need to get my bearings now because we're going to build a shop, an actual shop building. So, MDF parts.
I'm trying to wait for a pause.
I'll stop talking. Sorry, I wasn't sure how much talking you're going to do. So, I'm sorry. I'm going to shut up for a minute.
Right, Barnabas Junction
yes.
has asked whether we can get some advice on the chain security fencing.
Of course you can. What do you need?
Right, so I'll wait now.
Yeah.
Come back.
Yep.
Gary Mennels asked how he updates his bank card in the First Class Members Club.
Speak to Dylan. If you're around during the day and you're able to give Dylan a call on 01530 456 952, numbers on the Scale Model Scenery site, give him a ring. He can take your card details. If you've joined up through, depends how you join. If you join through Apple, you need to update your card, or Apple or Google, you need to update your card with them through your phone. If you join through the website, through community.railwaymodelers.com, and you join through there, you'll be billed by Stripe, which means Dylan can log into Stripe, which is the billing company, and he can update your card details for you. That is the easiest way of doing it. So if you're able to give Dylan a call tomorrow or drop us a quick line via email, we will get it sorted for you. I'll get Dylan to ring you or something. But it's sortable. Yeah, we can guide you through it. Yeah. I talk a lot, don't I? Right, I'm going to start building this now. Is that
Simon
right?
Cox says he needs a 3D printed backbus.
Yeah, sure. That's very true, actually. Or we could do with that, couldn't we? I didn't sand these parts off, so I'm just going to sand the sides off, actually. Well, that sounds awful through my phone. Apologies for the sound effects. I'm just literally sanding the knobbly bits off the edges of these, so when we glue it together, it doesn't look stupid.
Jack Turner's asked if there's any update on the low relief kit.
For this, yeah, now I've done this one, I can get the low relief one done. Assuming this builds with no problems tonight, which it should do, I'll get the low relief version done because the wraps, yeah, it's 99.999% there. So just bear with me. Oh, that really does sound awful through there.
Barnabas Junction said, I think it is what length is the chain link security fencing?
I've no idea. It does about a metre. The one pack does about a metre, I think. And when you come to glue, when you come to make the the chain link stuff, the mesh up, there's a tip in the instructions for that where if you use parcel tape or something similar and you glue or you stick the parcel tape down onto the mesh, the parcel tape will hold the mesh nice and still where you cut it, which means you end up with a nice, lovely, straight piece of mesh. If you try and cut it without sticking it to parcel tape, you end up with a bit of a mess, to be honest. Parcel tape just makes it much easier. Right, just bear with me while I neaten up a few bits. This is just where I pushed it out. Instead of cutting it out of the sheet, I just pushed it out like I shouldn't do, really. So just let me just. Oh, it's awful. Awful. Nearly done. And we can get building. Not quite Blue Peter, is it, really? Where everything's prepared beforehand.
David Spottiswood said, did you manage to, it looks great. Did you manage to think about this in Engage?
Yeah, we
It
wanted.
would be a footer, but worth it.
That is a piece of cake in Engage. That's not a problem. I've just got to alter the window bars. What are they called? What's the words? What's the words on for the things on the bars on the window? Anyway, the bits of wood.
Yeah, I want to take photos.
I will take photos. Yes, I've just thought about me to that.
Yes, language stations.
Right, and I'm just going to remind myself which was part A, B, and C. I meant to print a wrap. I think but it don't matter. I'll manage. Right, okay, so we start with the front, the face, the robotic face. Start with the robotic face and that piece. So that should be part A and that should be part B in theory. And we're going to glue that onto there, which forms the first part of our wall and our front wall and the upper floor. Okay, so we're going to do that. And it's my dad's texting me. What about? I have no idea. Knutsford Ian.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, Knutsford Ian. It's Ian who lives in Knutsford, I think. That's where it comes from.
That's actually to make sure that you know that it wasn't him who mentioned Engage as well.
Right, yes, yeah. We get, I know, I want to do more Engage, but it really is quite a challenge sometimes, and I'm not the best Engage builder. Although a chap in the Rowan Modelers Club has offered to test build some of the Engage stuff, and we've had a few people offer actually. So we shall start taking people up on that, I think, and just sending stuff out saying, yeah, please have a go with this, because it'll send me around the twist. Right, I'm just using the SX02 while I glue these together initially to make sure that everything sits nice and square.
And Steve Cockrell has had sausage and cauliflower cheese for dinner.
Ooh, that's nice. Sausage and cauliflower cheese. That sounds pretty nice, actually. Although I can't eat cauliflower because it doesn't agree with me. Things happen if I eat cauliflower, which aren't pleasant. Right, we've done that. So that's A and B gone together. I've taken a picture, so that's all right. Now we're going to glue the side wall on. So this is the wall for the back porch and stuff. Do I glue that on next, or am I going to glue the other piece on? No, back wall.
Tuna pasta bake as well.
Tuna pasta bake. Oh, please.
James.
I've only just had my tea, but now you're making me hungry now. Right, that's going to be the back wall. So we're going to glue that into there now, because then the sides glue on. That's right. That's what we're going to do. So you have to bear with me on winging this a little bit, because I've got to make sure I get it right, because I've got to rewrite the instructions tomorrow before they all leave the building. And what I don't want is them all leaving the building and I go, oh, flipping heck, I got that wrong.
Andrew Hicks has asked whether there's a 3D printed or etched kit for an awning for the metal side arms and slide bars. Or any plans for one?
Not at the moment, but if the other Tim's watching, we could perhaps do one, or I will probably do a paper something or other for it, actually. And it will be an add-on, I suppose. Right, so I'm just going to take a picture of that. So I've glued the front wall to the back wall like that. So now we have an upper floor and a back wall, which is correct. I'm just having to run through it in my head, so I'll make sure I get all the parts where they should be and when they should be. Right, now we're going to glue the shop together like that, so we get side wall on. So first side wall goes on that away. So plenty of glue in the tabs. The nice thing is we can build this and then we can wrap it, and then you start the fun bit, which is building all the blooming windows, assembling the windows, but they're not that bad. They're just a bit of a faff. Helps if you get that the right way around. should go together like so.
Do a bow bay window.
Yeah, we were talking about that again today. I'm going to do some formers and get it to work, but yes, it can be done, and we will be doing one. I just need to get these ones out the door and know that these work. Then we'll do a bay window, bow window, what we're going to call it.
Jack Turner's asked about that as well.
Yeah, we shall do one. I want to get these out into the open and get them out in, into the wild, as it were, so that people can start using them and having a go with them. Then we can take it from there, start to add to the series. Okay, so we've now glued the other wall on. So it's the side wall there. Just hold that tightly while it just goes off for a second or two, so I know it's got it all. Otherwise, if we go too far and all the joints come apart, it's going to look silly.
Lizzie Noble's watching.
Good evening, Lizzie Noble. I'm glad you could join us. How's the dog? Hope she's not singing too much for you.
Nick Forks has said a dab of Yoo-hoo on the glazing will give you bullseye panes.
Oh yeah, very true. Yeah, you remember that used to appear like on doors and stuff on older properties for kind of privacy.
Oh, right.
It was like a bullseye, wasn't it? Just a dot in each one. Yeah, that'd be clever. We can also do we do net curtains, don't we? We've got a set of net curtains in the range, in the windows range, which would look good. Might have to do that when we build a terraced house. We might have to put some net curtains in it. Include those with the kit. All I'm going to do this evening for the glazing is I'm just going to use cellophane wallet that the kit's normally supplied in, just to show you how that works. Hopefully it won't take too long. And Elizabeth's messaging now as well. Right, we're going to glue this wall on here, which hopefully is going to fit. Well, I'll do it that way, not that way, that way. Elizabeth's probably just sent me a text of the dog howling, no doubt. There is a lag. I commented at 7:45. It might be a lag in mum reading it, actually, Elizabeth.
It's a lag in me reading the comments because there's that many.
They're not live comments, so we don't read them out live necessarily all the time. It's as fast as we can read them.
So there's a lot of names I've not even seen before. So we've got a lot of people join us that don't manage to join us on a Wednesday morning. During
the day, yeah. That's good. So we may do a couple more evening ones, but I am rather tired, I must admit. I'll have to try and get it so we don't have to come into work early. Right, so that's the other side glued on, and we've got a picture of that. So now, look, we've got a shop, mostly. Yeah. It's taking shape nicely. So that was pretty straightforward. So side walls and flooring.
You're doing the photos, aren't you?
I've been doing photos, yeah, just got a photo of that. And now I'm going to glue the back porch wall in, which is that way. I'm going to glue that in there, which will give us the bit for the door. Then we've got that piece to go in there. Now, the only tricky bit with all of this is when we wrap it, we've got to fold lots of bits over to cater for the door and windows and bits and bobs. So it's a case of poking your fingers about a bit, really, and using the tips of knives and all the bits to get things to fit where they should do. So there might be a bit of faffing around with the wrap, but it should go together okay.
A couple of people have said about having Arkwright in Granville.
Yeah.
Especially if you do the bow window.
Yeah.
And also about doing a blind.
Yeah. Don't want much, crikey. More work. No, I like it. Oh, it's good having a bit of feedback and the things that we can do to it. And of course, the thing is, this is, as I was saying to Stuart today when he called, this is kind of a blank canvas, really. It's a shop. It's a fairly straightforward, easy to build shop that you can really go to town with in terms of detailing it and adding your own kind of finishing touches to it. You can do what you like. It's just a blank, really, that you can wrap. If you want to paint it, you can paint it. You can fill the joints, fill the gaps in here with a bit of polyfiller, sand it off, spray it. You can use paper to wrap the stuff. You can use plastic card. You can do whatever you like. Okay, so now we've glued the back two walls in to create a rear porch, which I'll just photograph there.
Right, so that's the end of it then, because that's an hour.
That's an hour?
That's an hour.
Is it? No way.
It's half an hour.
I was going to say, no way was that an hour. Not a chance. Oh, crikey, you had me going there. Bloody hell. Excuse my language. God, woman. I thought that was it. Right. Oh. Whether I can...
You've talked that much.
I have, haven't I? Well, otherwise, it's like normally I'll just sit here and I'll concentrate and people go, you need to say something or do something or make a noise because I'm just silent and I'm concentrating. So I'm trying to do a bit of everything. Okay, so now we're going to start wrapping. Okay, not what's it wrapping, Elizabeth, before you say something. I'm no M&M or any of the others that you listen to. Right, we're going to start with that one. So we're going to add that wrap to the wall, front wall. Then we're going to add that wrap to the back wall. Then we're going to put the side wall on. And what I haven't done is made the chimney. So I'm going to glue the chimney together. Then that can sit and set nicely. Ooh. Oh, that's awful. That's an awful sound. It's a bit better. Oh, that went through me.
Tom Loud has asked if there's any updates on the longer farm trailers.
Yeah. They're on the big to-do list. Yeah, I've got them drawn. I just need to get around to cutting them. Trouble is, I've been down on the shop floor for several weeks, helping out and stuff. So I've just not had the chance to do as much as I would ultimately like to, but we're getting there. Right, that's the chimney. So the chimney is just 2 pieces of 3mm MDF glued together. Quick photographs. I've got that like so.
Roger Mant says you're not helping. Susie says you could build a small town scene now. Not you.
I thought you meant in the time. If I stopped talking, I could have built a small town scene in that time. I thought, like, in the time you spent yakking, you could have built a small town scene by now. I probably could actually if I'd just shut up and got on with it.
No, Roger can get a small town scene built.
Yeah. Sorry, Roger. You like building stuff, though, don't you? Why's my glue gone all weird? Right, I'm using Yoo-hoo for this. I'm doing my usual scribbling technique. If the Yoo-hoo works, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to scribble on the front of it, just like a kid.
Sanding block, what's the number for that?
11.
Asked if it's a product.
It says product SX11.
Yeah.
It is. It's quite useful, that. Came from a chap called Jim in the Railway Modelers Club. If you've not joined the Railway, I keep pushing the thing, but in the group, it's really good. The community. Jim Franklin, I think it was, he posted a picture of one that he made himself and said this would be a good idea about doing something like this. So we kind of ran with it a bit and we turned it into that and then sent him one, I think. And it's quite useful, that, because it's got a sort of guide thing for holding things square, and you can clamp any grade of sandpaper under it, under the bolts and that, and it fits on the side of your bench, which you can't really see, but it'll fit on your bench so you can hold it still. I just tend to use it loose on the bench, but it works. Much a treat, to be honest. Okay, let's get this first wrap on and let's start to get some. It's like you've got your own little private club there. You just sit sniggering with all everybody you're chatting to. I've got no idea what you're saying.
I'm so behind with the comments because I'm at 7:53 at the minute.
Oh, what time is it? 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 3 minutes past 8.
Oh, right.
Tim's just said he's just eating pork stew and he's got the same problem, but Monty thinks it's him.
Yes. I cannot eat cauliflower. No. It's wicked stuff. I love the taste of it. I love cauliflower and I love cauliflower cheese, but I cannot eat cauliflower. It just doesn't like me. Okay, so I've used Yoo-hoo. I've smoothed, not smeared. I've smoothed the stone texture onto there. Okay, and I've cut the window bits, flap things, window flaps. I'm using the marbles now, it's too late. I've cut the window flap things out, so I'm going to wrap those round in a few minutes. So I'm just going to make sure that's set nicely. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. In fact, no, I'm going to take a picture of it first. I've got a picture of that. Otherwise, I'll be in a pickle.
Clybridge Station says that his dad couldn't eat onions or cauliflower. his mum couldn't eat sprouts and cauliflower, and he can't eat eggs, sprouts, and cauliflower.
Oh, that's quite a selection of things, isn't it? Yeah, onions are quite wicked, but I do like onions. But they are wicked. Entertaining, but wicked. And then, right, we're going to glue this back one on. The reason why I'm doing the front and then the back is because I want the glue to set properly on the Yoo-hoo, so I'm just giving it time on that front one while I glue this one in place. Okay, what I've done on the wraps as well is you may notice some little slots in the top of the walls. Those are to put our kind of pseudo guttering in. It's a very basic guttering that we've laser cut. If you want to go fancy, get model use guttering. It's amazing stuff. If you want to stick with our basic stuff, I've put slots in there and I've cut little slots out of the wrap. The same on the front and the same on the rear porch. Okay, so this wrap has got a cutout, obviously, because it wraps around the porch there at the back. You'll notice there's 2 extra black lines on there. I've removed those on the final product. I realised just as I cut it out this afternoon that I'd messed up and they shouldn't be on there. So on the final one, yours won't have these extra black lines on the side. That's just me completely messing it up.
Ian H has said, good evening from Portsmouth. Would you consider doing the buildings in O gauge in the future?
Good evening. Yeah, if they fit on sheets that are all right to post, then yes, definitely. It comes down to logistics really and what we're geared up for here. But yes, certainly consider it.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's all right, no.
Sorry.
No?
I'm trying to get through comments.
Yeah, you carry on. Right.
Have you finished?
Yeah, I was just talking about my glue because I thought it blocked.
Oh, right.
No, don't worry. It's not.
Barbados Junction's asked whether ScaleModelScenery is attending Stafford Show 2022.
Supposed to be, yes. Jason, yes, we are. Yes, we are. Hopefully. I need to fill the forms out and get back to them, but yes, I think we are. We're doing Stafford, hopefully. We're doing one in Hale next year at some point. I can't remember what it is. I think it might be May. We're doing Motherwell, Scotland. Not sure who's actually going. Whether it's 9 hours from here. So I don't know who's going actually attending that one for us, actually managing the stand or manning the stand, but we will be going. There's a possibility of doing Abrail, which I think is March-ish time, possibly. Yeah, those at the moment, they're what I know anyway. I think Stafford was quite a good show when Ian and Dylan did it last time.
Clyde Station's asked whether you're only good at jigsaw puzzles.
Me? No. Not really. Not you're better than me for jigsaw puzzles.
Yeah, I like jigsaw puzzles.
Jigsaws are your thing.
I don't like you coming along and
No.
filling in pieces that I've got stuck on.
No, that really annoys you. Say because you walk up, it's like fresh eyes, isn't it? You walk up and you go, oh, well, that fits there, just because something stands out at you. It's not that I know that I'm any good at it or anything. It's just that when you look at it with fresh eyes, sometimes you just spot things, don't you? Same as you spot stuff things I make. Like you'll look at this later and go, why did you do that like that? I'll go, oh yeah, I don't know. Right, what I'm doing now is just trying to fold these window tabs down. It's a bit of a faff, but only because you've got to put your fingers inside the building and get them all folded down nice and neatly. But as you can see, it's starting to look like a half reasonable stone building, hopefully. I'm trying not to poke myself in the eye with the knife as well, which is not a good idea. Put that down. Okay. Now, as this is modelled on an old building as well, if you don't get your wrap perfectly flat around windows and things like that, it just adds character to the building. You can get away with it. It's not a problem. Doesn't have to be a perfect finish. You're not doing a new build. This is for us. This is an old Cornish shop, really. Cornish shop, not a corner shop. A Cornish shop, similar to the ones in the village where they sell fudge and God knows what now. They're all sort of higgledy-piggledy buildings. Nothing is pristine and modern, really. Certainly not in the village we're in. So. And in those days, nothing would be built. Oh, one thing I ought to do actually is post some of the pictures of some of the buildings in Nether. You design say I design building kits, people do scratch builds and God knows what, and you think, oh no, must have all the windows in line, must have this, that, and the other. If you look at some of the buildings in Mother where they've been extended over the years, the windows are all over the place.
Sorry.
Yes.
It's Simon Copton's asked whether I've been on the source.
No, you haven't. I think you're just tired, aren't you? It's just the tiredness. It's just making you a bit, what's it? But no, you've not been on the source. You don't drink. You don't drink at all, really. Occasionally, you might have a glass of wine, but it's very occasionally. No, she's not. I can vouch for that. She's not been on the source. Okay.
We've got quite a few people are saying that now. How good it is that we're doing it in the evening.
All right.
Because I don't get a chance to see it during the day.
No. It's tiring though.
But then Sandman6 says, Ghost Rider here, it's so much better in evenings due to me driving a truck in mornings and watching while driving is frowned upon.
I'll say. Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, do you? Yeah. Anyway, good evening. And good evening for everybody else that we've not said good evening to. Yeah, it's just tiring, that's all. After we've been here all day, we were here at 9 o'clock this morning, hard graft all day. And we always end up doing a few bits of work before we come to work. We end up doing bits at home first thing in the morning. And then, so this is just a bit, I'm enjoying it. It's just quite tiring. It's hard to concentrate on what you're doing. But anyway, right. So we're doing the same again now on the back. So we're wrapping that. So there we go. Got a nice front. And if we offer up our front, which we built earlier, then we've got the windows in, but we can see, hopefully, there's the beginnings of a shop. Doesn't look too bad, does it? Just got to get the windows in, which might take us till about 10 o'clock to do, but there we go. We'll get there. I'll be as quick as I can.
Nigel Sabin.
Yeah.
Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Good evening. I'm sat here with a beer watching my favourite rapper.
Did it? What, MC, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Can't do this as quickly as I can so we can get on and get the windows done and get them in.
Kim says we've got M&M's chocolate.
Well, yeah.
Oh, no, you can't beat a bit of M&M. Sorry, Clyde Station says, Tina, you don't want to listen to M&M and get a bit of Clubland in you.
Clubland?
Like my mates in Liverpool on the scene, Lee Butler, Anton Powers and Les Calvert.
Oh, right. Not sure about Clubland. I don't like. I can stomach a bit of M&M. That's not too bad, but it's not really my thing. But I can manage. I can. What's it? Right. We'll take some photographs of this again in a minute before I forget. What I'm doing when I put glue in here is I'm putting glue on the back of the tabs for the windows. Could use U-hoob. It's a bit messy. I'm going to use my finger again. Pop my finger in there just to bend the tabs back. If I want to be really super neat, I will use the edge of my knife. But to be honest, I just want to get it in and done so we can get the windows and make it look half decent. I'm not rushing. I'm just trying to work efficiently and get it sorted. Okay.
James asked whether we're doing Doncaster.
Doncaster? No.
John Mackenzie's asked whether we're doing York.
No, Doncaster, we've not been asked to do that, and we haven't, to be honest, we haven't inquired. That's the BRM show, isn't it? We've never done we have never done Doncaster, and so we're not doing it next year. I might find out about it for 2023, but we're not doing it in 2022. I know that. Not sure about York. Trouble is, we need an exhibition team. That's the trouble, because for us to do it from down here, yes, it's a long trip, but it's also the amount of. I'm not shy of work, but the amount of effort and planning and everything that goes into a show. It's a bit more than just let's chuck some bits in the van. I mean, we did the let's chuck some bits in the van and did the one at Red Roof, didn't we? And it was all right, but it was incredibly tiring, and we could have been better organised rather than just throwing some random bits in the van and hoping for the best. So we need to sort of be properly organised. Oops. Okay, this one's a bit of a faff, the little tiny window. I'll admit that. But it's getting there.
47 said it could be an option to add the wraps to the front and back walls before making the building, so it's easier to fold in the windows.
Yeah, you can do that if you want to. If you want to be smart and do that, you can do it that way. You're very clever. No, it's a good idea, actually. I'm only joking. That would be really a good idea. You could just don't glue the side flaps down. If you glue the side flaps down, you'll be in a mess. So don't glue those down. I'll put a note in the instructions saying that the wrap for the front windows, or front and rear windows rear walls can be done beforehand if you so wish. Right, it's not too bad though. We've done it. It's doable. If you've got bigger fingers than me, then probably wrap it beforehand. But it's not looking too bad. When the windows go in, it'll look absolutely spot on. So that's that. So we've got some photographs of that. Now we need to add the rear. Where's that gone? There. We've got to add the rear porch wrap, which I've forgotten to cut these. So please don't cut your fingers off your Wally.
Simon Cox has said that hopefully this evening's a one-off, because trolling you about baking butties just does not work.
No, it doesn't. No, it needs to be crisp and chocolate on an evening.
Well, he said actually it's good to do it's good to do in the evening, as the audience is slightly different.
Yeah, it is different audience actually. There's different people, and I guess people are. Well, yeah, because people just aren't at work, isn't they? So they're able to. We've got different people that can join in today.
Lambros Junction's asked whether there'd be a low relief version of it.
Yep. Can't remember who asked. Jason, somebody asked earlier. Yeah, there will be. Once I've got this done, I want to just what we're doing. You see, what I said earlier, we're upgrading the original shops, the LX466, which has got 26 different variants with printed windows and this, that, and the other. We're upgrading those. I thought we'd take the opportunity just to make them. They're good, but they could be amazing. So we're going to take the opportunity to make them amazing.
Realistically better.
Make them realistically better, exactly. As we were discussing this morning, we're going to make them realistically better, so you can create something that looks super realistic straight from the kit without too much faffing. Yes, you've got some wrapping to do, but it's nearly Christmas, so there's plenty of that to do anyway. That was a really crap joke, excuse my French, but it was a really bad joke, that was. Right.
Cloudbridge Station says because of his Clubland influence, that's why he's got a nightclub on his layout, and it's called the Quadrant Park, as my mates Lee Butler and Les Calvert cut their teeth DJing there.
Oh, right. Very good. I knew he got a nightclub. I've seen his nightclub on his layout. He posted it on Instagram, and probably in the club as well, actually. Right, so we're just wrapping this door one round now. It's taking shape quite nicely. Then we can start putting the doors, the windows, the roof, and all the rest of it on, and making it look really quite smart. And then we'll have a nice finished shop, hopefully.
SW47, if the wraps are marked for cutting, are there wraps for making the shop with the porch on both sides?
No, at the moment the porch just goes on one side at the moment. You could technically turn that back wall over that way, could you? Yeah, you could. You could turn that back wall over. You can put that on to that, then that'll put that on that side, which means that'll go in the middle. I've got to do another set of wraps now. I'm going to have to do mirrored wraps, aren't I? Well, that's easy enough. I just got to mirror it in Photoshop, so I can do that. I can do a mirrored version, yeah. I just need to remember to do it now before I release the blooming so before we start sending them out tomorrow. And remember to put a note in.
Email Justin.
Oh no, please don't. Please don't. My inbox will be full in the morning. I'll get up in the morning, there'll be like 1,000 blooming emails saying, don't forget to put.
Let me give you his private number.
No, please don't. No. Right, we have a thing. Porch, look. I'm probably working too far over here. You can't see. Porch and a back wall and a front wall. We just need to put the side walls on now and the back porch one. Quick photograph of that. Like that. Okay, so we're going for, let's do this wall. Let's do this side wall. And we've got a nice, lovely, finished wall of Cornish stone then. And the only thing I've just realised is when you put that front on, which is another modification I'll have to make on the wrap, is when you put that on, it doesn't quite cover that. So we need extra pieces on the side wraps for that front. Or we put slithers of that stone down there. Right, okay. That's right, I'm thinking on my feet here. This is why it's good to do these before I release anything. I need to just make a 3mm strip of stone out of here. I need to add it to this wrap. Because I'm a wally. Yeah.
Knoxford Ian said, is there any way for club members to put things in their shopping basket so that nearest and dearest can come along and buy them for Christmas presents?
Ooh, there's a wish list, and I think you can send the wish list to other people, I believe. There's a save for later function, which is obviously for your own use. But I believe, I don't know whether Tina's going over to try it.
No, I'm getting a pen.
Oh, she's getting a pen. There's a wish list on the site. I'm sure there's a thing on each product. I'm sure there's a heart or something. There's a little heart symbol, which I believe is the wish list. And I think you can put stuff on the wish list, and I think you can send it to people. I think you can. Right, so what I'm doing here is I've just realised that there's nothing that we've got to cover up that front edge. So when we put the side on, we're going to have an edge of MDF with no stone on it. So I need to cover it up. So I'm going to do that really quickly now. So what I'll do is I'll put extra strips in or something. I'm just thinking if I put them on the side wraps, it might not work. And if I put them on here, they might be a bit fiddly to work with. If I fix them to this top wrap, when you cut them out, they might be a bit weird. So what I'll do is I'll put 3mm strips of stuff in.
Yeah, there's a heart next to products.
Right. If you hit the heart next to the products, that should add it to your wish list. And I will check then tomorrow that there's a function for sending that wish list to people. I believe there is.
Just pass me that piece of paper and I'll jot some notes down that you need to remember to do.
Yeah. I need to put the 3mm strip on the stone on the front of it.
So mirror the porch wrap.
Mirror the porch. Well, mirror the real wall, side wall. Yeah, I've got to mirror all the wraps. Mirror all the wraps. It's the easiest thing. Just put a mirrored version of everything in, and put 2 3mm strips for that front wall. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. We could wrap it round, but it'll just look a bit untidy, I think. So I'd rather do it with 2 strips. Somebody will disagree probably now, but I think it'll look neater. So we just put that on there, and that's just the right length. Look, spot on.
Bulb construction. How about an interior wall wrap for inside the porch?
Yeah, we've looked at that. But now what I was thinking for that is we would provide, rather than part of the kit, depending on whether you want to detail the interior or not, we'll do a separate interior kit. I've got some ideas for interior. I don't know. You'll have to log in off of something. Log in on my phone in a minute. I think it might be saved on here. Why is my camera not working on my phone now? You just broke my camera. It's not working. No, it is. Okay, so we've got those 2 pieces now. Copying that up. Crack, it's quiet in here. I had to stop talking. Scary. Okay, that's better, because then when we glue that on, look, we're going to have a nice, neat, covered shop, which I think looks much better. So, scribble with you.
Somebody's just said about getting Dylan to post some info about the wish list.
Right. Yeah, tutorial how to use the wish list.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it works. Just excuse me scribbling. I'm sure it does. That's why. I'm sure there's a wish list. I'm pretty sure you can send it to your nearest and dearest. We're doing gift vouchers as well now, which are automatically delivered. various other bits, but yeah, we get quite a few wives and girlfriends ringing up towards Christmas saying, "What can I get? What can I get for people for my other half or whatever?"
Gerald Ashforth has said if you wanted to illuminate the building, can you get away with grain of wheat bulbs with MDF, or is it better to use LEDs?
Personally, I would use LEDs. You probably would get away with it but I would use an LED. And if you stay tuned in a few weeks, we've hopefully got something quite exciting as far as that's concerned. Right, I've just wrapped that side now, so we've got a lovely looking stone wall, which I think is brilliant. And Elizabeth's only got 10% battery left, I think. Yeah, charge your phone, Elizabeth. I'm going to glue this one. She won't thank me for that. I can't imagine. If she's still watching. Okay, this is the last window reveal we've got to wrap now. Then we finish with all the faffing. We can get on and put some windows together and get it looking a bit more shop-like. Excuse my scribbling of yoo-hoo, noisy, but it works. Okay. Lots of smelly yoo-hoo. I know we've got 2 more windows to wrap, but we're nearly there. What time are we on? 8:26. Not too bad. Okay. Side wrap goes on. When you're done, if you've got a nice soft pencil, such as a, I don't know, 4B or something from an art shop, just run it down the edges. It'll take away any visible white edges that you've got on the paper. Compared to card, you've got minimal edges compared to working with some card kits and bits and bobs, so it's a lot more realistic, or it's realistically better. But you can still see a very, very, very tiny piece of white there, if you know, on the edge of the building. So,
did you say that we had spag bol for tea?
I did.
Oh, no.
I said in the club. I said I'm just having my spag bol.
I was going to say I got a little bit freaked out then.
Oh, right. No.
Cartlet brought it with even just in tea. I hope spag bol was good.
It was good. It was homemade, completely homemade by my good lady there.
I got a bit freaked out.
Yeah, no, I did. I posted in the club just saying, just eating my spag bol. We're just eating spag bol, and then we're coming back to work to crack on with the live build. That was insane.
No, we've got people all about the wish list thing. I think they've sorted it.
All right. All right. It works, does it?
Yeah, because Tim and I think Digger Evans and that have said that. Yeah, you can send your wish list.
All right.
But they're on about sending it to. There's a conversation going on about who you send it to. And they're saying about sending it to Santa.
Yeah, of course. You got to. Where else are you going to send it?
Yeah.
Where else?
Finnerton Central Long Railway said, I heard Justin is Santa. Send your wish list to him. And Duncan says, wow, everything on your wish list for free.
Yeah, I wish I could. I would love to, I'd love to. I really would. I just want everybody to just enjoy building stuff. That's the thing. Get enjoyment out of the hobby. That's the whole purpose of all of this, isn't it? It's just to enjoy building stuff. Right, I'm just using the tweezers now to try and bend around this small window at the side. When you put the windows in, of course, if you haven't got your... This sounds a bit dodgy, but if you haven't got the flaps folded in properly... If you haven't got your flaps folded properly, then it doesn't really matter, because when you put the windows in, oh, we shouldn't do this at this time of night, then it doesn't really matter, because the window will hold them in position. Because as you push... Oh, man alive. Oh, dear me. If you've not got them in position properly, then they'll get pushed in. You put the window in position. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, God. I tried to think who's watching. Hopefully my mum's not watching. Right, glue that down. So that's that one. That's the side window done. Now we've just got one final window and we're done with the wrapping. Just think yourself, look at this, not the blinking pub. The pub's got 43 windows that take flipping ages to do. This is all right, this one. This is kind of, however many it's got, 9 or something. Not quite so bad. Right.
Sheridan says that he's currently watching from France. Does the kit come with stone papers?
It does come with stone papers, yes. And brick papers. Comes with an English Bond red brick. There. And it comes with this nice stone, which is photographed. Again. Oh dear, this is like a comedy of whatever.
Word of the day, flaps.
Isn't it just? Yeah, it is,
And
definitely.
the instance he wonders how much red wine went into the spoke about. Sorry for my cackle.
Oh dear.
Dad's just messaged and said Dad is watching Tina Elizabeth Noble. Oh, David, I just read that as you will be in Santa's naughty pants. Santa's naughty list.
You can tell we're tired, can't you? It's been a hard day. Right, nearly there. Oh, blimey. This is either going to get loads of views and loads of positive comments, or people are going to just think, God, we're a bunch of wallies. I don't care, whatever. I do care, but I'm enjoying myself, so that's all that matters, isn't it? That's what we're doing it for. That's what we're in the hobby for.
Oh,
Right.
Nick Forts isn't getting the joke.
All right. Oh, I didn't do it. Well, which joke? Which one? Well, it's which one of those things, isn't it? When you start laughing for no reason,
Yeah.
you just start laughing, don't you? You end up sort of getting yourself in a pickle. Right. There we go. We have now a fully wrapped building. Just got to put a little bit of glue on there because I've just caught that with my finger. So that holds that down. That's nice. That's it. So we've got a wrapped thing. Bit of glue up there as well because we've caught that as well. Glue that down. That's better. That's it. So we've got a nice wrapped shop ready for our shop front to go on, but we'll put that on last because that's kind of the final, whatever it's called, pièce de la résistance or whatever it's called, thingy. It's the finishing touch anyway. We're going to put that on there. Right, it's window time. And it's nearly bedtime, to be honest. But let me grab the windows and try and find some cellophane, which I think I've got kicking around here somewhere. Use a bit of that one, probably. So cellophane. Basically, the windows have dried nicely. They were really sticky earlier, but they're okay now, so that's all right. That's good. Okay, when you glaze these, you've got a number of options of things you can do. You can glaze, if you want to glaze them like real sash windows, you can do. If you want to glaze them, but build the window, then just glaze it in one go, you can. You won't really notice, it'll look okay. I might do a bit of both, to be honest. You've got a choice of windows also, and we'll try and build one of the ones which is an open window as well as closed windows. So we've got two windows at the front, two large ones at the front, and one large one, two large at the back. So we've got one upstairs and one downstairs. So I'll just release these. So we need a top there. Top, yeah, top. And we need a bottom. Tina's crying. She's laughing. She's sitting here wiping her eyes.
The Sandman 6 has just explained the joke, saying Justin's having trouble with his flat. He's agreeing for that. And change with Nick says, will he have any issues with his flaps on his derelict barn?
No, I think we'll be right on that one. Right. We're going to glue these together. So I'll do one as a basic window, and you actually see there won't be much difference between the two of them. They are still a little bit tacky because the glue is not 100% gone off because I sort of painted them in a rush before we left to have spaghetti bolognese, and it's been a bit cold in here, so the glue is still not the glue. The paint is still ever so slightly tacky. If I was you, when you build it, if you're using Plasticoat like we did, I would glue paint them the night before, leave them overnight somewhere warm, and then they will be ready to use the next day. Okay, so we've glued the back of the window on, and now I'm going to glue the outer frame part.
Clydebridge Station says he's been watching this and the snooker on ITV4. He doesn't know what's more entertaining. It's a tie. And then he said, for those watching in black and white, the pink ball is just behind the brown. Mark Wilson said his dad used to watch snooker in black and white.
How would you know? How would you know? Right, so that's a window. We've got a window with 3 layers of MDF laser board there. That's one of them. I'm going to do a partially open window now. These are all included with the kit, obviously. Just put that over there, so we'll glue it to anything else. So this one, we need that piece, and we need a normal, so that's the bottom, then we need a normal top, so we need one of these. And we're going to glue that onto here.
USN 17 says he uses the cellophane off Tunnock's tea cake boxes for glazing.
Yeah, that'd work. You've got to eat a lot of Tunnock's tea cakes, that's the only problem. But they're nice. That's we just recommend just use the cellophane anyway. You get one more use out of the cellophane, then it goes from being single-use plastic to at least being a second use, which is better than nothing. We are looking at possibly using compostable cellophane at some point, but the price is just horrendous at the moment.
And not a love for Tunnock's tea cakes.
Yeah, you could just eat the Tunnock tea cakes. We've got a Mars bar over there. But...
Oh, yeah, like that.
Yeah. Right, so that one is an open window. Like that. So we've got one of those. We've got a closed one. I'm going to do another closed one for the back. So we've got 2 at the front. One's open, one's closed. We've got 2 more closed for the back. Again, you can do an open one if you want. We've got 2 open in the kit. Just do these. And then I think, see what you can do, if you want to, you can glaze the top part of that on your cellophane sheet, glue that on there, then trim it, and do the same with the bottom one, then glue it together, and you'll have 100% realistic glazing. I'm just going to do the quick version, which is sort of cheating, but as time's getting on, and we want to finish this sometime before midnight, we'll do
Andrew Hicks
quick
has
ones.
asked, what thickness laser board for the windows does it show that the glazing is a single layer, not 2?
It's 0.8. So if you look really, really closely, you would know that it's a single layer, but you'd have to get pretty close to the building. If you were taking really close-up photographs or whatever, you may notice that it's just a single layer of glazing. But for the average viewer of the layout from normal viewing distance, don't think you'd really notice, to be honest. I'm just sad.
Alan Simmons has asked if the windows available as a separate kit.
The same style, might not be exactly the same size, but the same style are available. LX466, I think, same style. If they're not, we'll make these exact size ones available if you want them. These are roughly, I think, 9mm by something. No, 11 by 17 -ish. 11 by 17 now. I think the LX126 might be a little bit bigger, but only slightly. All the windows in the range are ones that people have suggested or asked for in size-wise, so we've just done them over the years and made them up.
Simon Cox says if you really have time, cut each individual pane of glazing out. That's 12 per window.
If you really have time, yeah, if you really, really, really want to, yeah, if you want to make it 100% perfect, then yeah, do that. Feel free. I'm not doing that. I'm going for the cheap and easy way, or quick and easy way. Because I'm starting to think, I want my bed. Okay, so we've only got 4 of these windows, then we'll do the other ones with the smaller ones. And then it's a case of popping the windowsills in. I can't tell if it's the paint that's tacky or whether it's the glue on my fingers that's tacky. It might be the glue on my fingers, actually. Right, there we go. So it's just 3 layers of laser board clamped together, stuck together. I'll take some pictures of those so you can see them on the instructions. Which way is it? That way and that way, like so. Like that. Okay, that's those ones, and then we're going to do we need a bigger one, or biggish one, for the back window on the porch, rear porch. So we need one of them. These aren't multi-layer, well, they're 2 layers rather than 3 layers on these ones. So we want one of those, and we need a surround. Just gives it a bit of extra depth. Oops. One of those, and then we've got 2 really tiny windows, which is these ones, and they are really tiny. And the bit I start to get nervous about is getting these to fit. Now I've wrapped it all, making sure they're going to fit in without looking silly, pushing everything out of line. So we need 2 of those, and again 2 of the surrounds.
David Punch said it's really excellent tonight. Great idea, although I realise it's a long day for you. Love watching the build and fun chat. Hope you will do it again.
Thank you. Yeah, it is really tiny. I could absolutely cream crackered.
I've enjoyed it, actually.
I'm enjoying it, but I'm absolutely cream crackered, I have to say. And I should have painted, just realised I should have painted the underside of the plumbing guttering. I haven't painted the guttering like a twit. The underside needs doing. So when you're spraying your shop sheets, that one, spray both sides and remove the chimney pieces. Can you have a look and see if you can find some grey or stony colour, sort of a nice stone colour, whatever, that can go on the chimney pieces, please, at the top of there. If you've got anything, and don't rinse your brush out in your glass of water. We must have a stone somewhere. Or something. Is it not? Right. Grey stone colour. Any a grey will do. Don't need to mix anything, just a grey. Right, these are really tiny, these windows, but if you take it steady, they should go together nicely. That's that one. I'm just concentrating on getting that square.
What are we painting? Those?
Yeah, those 2. They're just going to
You've only
fall.
got this silver. There's not grey.
There's not grey?
No, not in this one.
No. I haven't got any of those. We can use that, I suppose. Use that then. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so we've got the small windows as well now, which hopefully will fit all right. They're tiny, tiny, tiny windows. And of course, if you don't want to glaze the windows, if you're not bothered, just don't glaze them. There's no need, you don't have to, if you're not too fussed about having actual glazing in there. On the ones that we did on the shop, yeah.
Both sides?
Don't matter, just top and sides will do.
Do you want it in this?
Yeah, that'll do.
Bean?
Yeah, bean will do, whatever colour it is. Coffee bean or something. Right, now the open window, we need to glue on so that the bottom bit has no glazing in it, like that. If you can see that sort of. So I'll use the laser cut kit glue again, and I'm just going to glue that onto the window, onto the glazing sheet, so that it sits with the bottom part of the window, so the open bit, properly open. So we could probably put a cat in the window, have somebody hanging out the window, leaning out the window, shouting to people below or something. And then the rest of them we're just going to glaze quickly by gluing onto the sheet.
You say sides as well?
If you can, but don't worry too much. I just want it to look half decent when I put it, because it's going to be a blank top. Well, there'll be a chimney, but it won't have a chimney pot because there isn't a chimney pot as such in the kit. Although that's something else I may add as a twist, as a rolled bit of paper thing. I may do that tomorrow because we've got the chimneys in the range anyway. So if you wanted to replace it with a 3D printed chimney, then you may of course do so, and it would look really nice.
Robert Carter book.
Yeah, Rob York. Yeah, Carter book.
Angled incline retaining walls.
Yes. Yes. As soon as I possibly can. No, they are very high towards the top of the list. I've got several things at the top, but that is one of the ones right up there. I know you're waiting for them, and I was thinking about them last night actually. You still sniggering?
Yeah, because we're still on without flaps. God, how childish are we? Cloudwood Station says, are the flaps all still okay? Sorry you had to ask.
I think so. Not seen any that have come undone.
Knutsford Ian said, check the flaps for curling.
I am doing, yeah. We should be all right actually.
Oh.
Have you dropped it?
Yeah. Trains with Nick says it's a good question. Don't want loose flaps.
Don't want the flaps fixed. Right, so we glued the windows onto there now. I'm going to let that dry a minute, and then I'm going to go back to wrapping again for a minute while they dry nicely, hopefully. I'm going to go back and wrap the chimney because I've realised I've not done that. So, like I said, I'll put some chimney things on the wraps. I'll put a set on there that you can.
And I'm going to give
Knutsford
Ian Bennett the comment of the evening.
Knutsford Ian, yeah.
With, are you ready for it?
Oh, I've got to brace myself, right? Yeah.
Flappy flap. Elizabeth's not going to be impressed.
No. What were you on about? You're disgusting, shall I say. Right, so we're trying to get this chimney piece onto there now. So a quick photograph of that. Ta-da. And then I've used the laser cut kit glue rather than Yoo-hoo for this bit, which means it should dry fairly quickly. So a little bit of glue on that side again. I'm hoping this all goes together fine, which it looks like it might do. So we'll fold that flap. There we go, flaps. Another flap to fold. That one. Fold that down.
Steve Cockrell says, I think you should do both morning and evening builds. You can have a late night once a week, surely.
Oh, God. The problem is, we don't get a chance to have a late morning after the late night. We do this late night. We'll get home tonight about, what, I don't know, it's about 9:30. And Elizabeth said it would be 9:30.
Yeah.
It's going to be 9:30-ish. But so by the time we get home, then we'll sit down and have a bit of supper, watch a little bit of something random on the TV just to chill out for a few minutes, and then it'll be bedtime. And then the alarm goes up at 6 o'clock, which is going to be really irritating tomorrow. But we don't get a chance to come in late. But there we go. Right, we've wrapped a chimney.
Maybe we need to get some chimney set up at home.
What, do a build from home? The Wi-Fi is rubbish at home. Yeah, it's rubbish. That's the only problem. Right, are we going to be that daring and put the doorknob on the door? You think we can do it without losing it? Give it a go. Right, cut the door parts out now. Okay. Now the door has a very slight chamfered bottom edge to it. not the door frame. And we need a doorknob. Right, so we go main door components. So let's take a picture of all three of those actually while we're at it. So of those like so. And then in a minute we can start cutting the windows out. Double check they've got everything right. Cut the windows out and start fitting them all in place. Then it's roof, tiles on. Tiles should be easy because we've done, that's the other thing, we upgrade. The original shop kit, LX466, had printed flat tiles, just a texture, printed texture, whereas now we've gone for the laser cut ones, so it'll have a lot more dynamics to the roof. Okay, so that's part one of the door. We're going to do frame. And then we start crossing our fingers that everything goes together now into the building, which it should do. I don't see why not. But
Andrew Hicks has said a base that extends below ground level for buildings on sloping ground.
Yep, we have one on the LX356. I've got too much glue on there. How can I get the glue off that? Flipping heck. Oh, I know. LX356, which is the original shop kit, we have a version which is LX357 and 358 and 359. I think 357 is one with an extra 6mm on the bottom. We could probably do a 12mm one as well if we don't already do one. Right, I've just tried to put a doorknob on there. It's not great, but I've done it. Mainly because I've got shaky hands tonight. Right, door's done. So we have a door. We have windows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows. 7 windows. That's done. Doors ready. Windows. Pardon me. Slots have been cut, ready for the what do we call it? Guttering. So that's all done. Just double checking where I am and make sure I've got everything right. Okay, let's try and cut these windows out and see if we can get blooming things to fit. Okay. So yeah, they are still a bit tacky, but they're okay. Now, when you do this one, which I've just realised, like a plonker, when you do it, when you build it, use just a single layer of cellophane. I've obviously done it on the edge of the bag, which means it's got a double layer of cellophane. So I've got to trim that bit off. But that one is now glazed to look like an open window. Let me see if I can get the light on it. Where's it gone? There. You see that?
I can.
Good. I'm glad you can. Right, get it cut out and get on with it and get it finished. I mean, go home.
Steve Coppell's just put naked attraction ?
Oh, what? Wait, what?
Can you,
oh,
do you not remember the program?
Oh, the program. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah, that one.
Not that we've watched it.
We've seen it.
Completely.
Didn't Elizabeth show us it or something on
Yeah.
YouTube or something? No, we're not doing that. Right, cut these out.
Barnabas Junction said that he needs to PM you soon. He's got something in the planning that you might be interested in being involved in.
All right, sounds good. Drop me a line, give me a ring, whatever. That's fine. Happy to have a chat and see whether there's anything we can do. Going back to the competition, actually, most of the baseboards have gone out now. I think I've got 4 on my desk. I think 4, maybe even just 3 actually, left on my desk that I need to set the files up for, which Dylan should have done and hopefully has done. So I can send them down to cut tomorrow, which will be good. I still not remember what I've got to do tomorrow. There's something that I need to get done. And I cannot for the life of me remember what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. Apart from finish this off and release it. Oh, I know, baseboards. Not them baseboards. Yeah, for the diorama chat. No, that won't mean anything to anybody apart from Tina. Even Tina will probably go, what? But mini baseboards, that's what I've got to do. Miniature baseboards. Must try and remember to get them done. Right, I've nearly freed all the windows from captivity.
Nick Forbes has said his wife's just explained the flap joke. I shan't be watching these live builds anymore, Phil.
No, we weren't actually being rude. It's the interpretation of it. It's the interpretation.
Nick Forbes said she explained by demonstration.
This should be on after the watershed, this, shouldn't it? Crikey. Right, cutting the windowsills out now. Goodness me. This is the X-rated version.
James with Nick says, is it wrong that he just wants to keep sniffing his baseboard? The burnt wood smell is so good.
Yeah, just a bit. We get used to that because we don't notice it really, do we? You notice it on your fingers when you go home. When you're operating lasers and stuff for the day, it's like Kate says, and you do, right? You look like you smoke 70 a day or whatever, 40 a day, because your fingers get covered in the sack out of the board because the beds on the lasers get a bit sticky. Right, so I've just cut in a few extra pieces out, so hopefully make the whole construction now quicker and easier. Right, pluck up the courage now to fit these windows. Okay, so first up then we're going to put these windowsills in place. Windowsills should, in theory, just slot in, which they do, like so, like that. Can I have a quick swig of your water, please? I'm parched. Oh. It is water and nothing stronger, can I assure you. I did think about bringing a beer down, but I thought better not, really.
I don't think we needed it.
We didn't need it, no.
Timber Surf says you ought to get some moderators, Justin. This could get out of hand.
I know, it could. It could. There's some. It's not. No, I can't help sniggering occasionally. Right, we're gluing the windowsills in now, and I'll show you in a minute how they go. But obviously, the windowsills, they go on the bottom of the windows. They literally just push into place. I'm just using my tweezers just to push them down so they sit nice and snugly in there. Now you'll see that the edges on the window sills here could do with a little bit more paint on, so I might touch them up tomorrow. It's purely because I sprayed that really quickly. Now when you do it, if you give it a good coat, several coats, you'll find that the laser board absorbs the paint nicely. I just used green plastic coat for this to paint this. I just didn't give it enough because I didn't have time before we went home to get tea. I just sort of rushed it a bit really, just to get it painted so I could get back and get on and get it built. So that's most of the, or all of the big sills are in now. There. Just press them down a little bit. We should have 3 sills left, which we have, which is good. So we need the other larger one, or medium-sized one, goes in there. And the porch window. There is a bit of a loose flap I've just noticed at the top there, but we'll get away with that, I think. Little bit of glue on there. And that's the side window sill in place. Like so. And a little bit on the top one, and we've got all window sills in then. Nearly, apart from that one stuck to my finger instead of sticking to the piece of, to the window reveal. Right, there we go, window sills are in all the way around. We'll do the windows first, and then we're going to come back and do the door. Then once that's done, the roof goes on. Hopefully the roof parts will fit. Yeah.
I was going to say night to Dad. Night, Dad.
All right, yeah. Are you going to bed?
No, he's going to watch Shetland.
Oh, Shetland. Oh, is that on? Oh, yeah. Is it 9 o'clock?
Nearly.
Oh, flipping out.
I'll FaceTime you and Mum tomorrow.
Yeah, forgot it was. No, it's 9 o'clock. Well, I need to get a wriggle on. Right, crikey, this is a long session. We'll do 10 o'clock before we go home. Windows then. This is where I really do cross my fingers that I've got the sizing right. No, we're all right. We're all right. We're okay. We're okay. This is where it really comes together, hopefully. They look lovely, actually. Now I've got to try and get it out so I can glue it in. Okay, I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue on the sides because I only want to fix the window to the paper. I'm not worried about gluing it to the laser board, just because gluing it to the side, to the paper is enough. To be honest, you don't need to glue it to the windowsill. I'm just going to use my finger just to position the window exactly where I want it in the reveal. Oops. How's that look? Pretty good, that, isn't it? Pretty pleased with that. Got to make sure I get the other windows the correct way up. Obviously, that was the open one. I'm glad I got my sizing correct, so these just fit in really nicely. Just a gentle press, a little tiny bit of glue, and you're in. And I don't think you can tell that I've glazed that window with a single piece. Can you? I don't think, can you? The window that's shut, can you tell I put one piece of glazing behind it? But if you really look carefully, you'll see a bit of a shadow perhaps, but I don't think really notice. I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Like I say, this is a kind of a blank canvas for people to customize and do your own thing with. So it's there for you to experiment with. But really pleased with how it looks now. Now the windows gone in, windows are going in. It looks spot on. And remember, with things like this, I'm not a skilled model builder particularly. I can draw stuff, but I'm not a great builder. So if I can build it, anybody can build this. Just need a little bit of patience, which is something I've learned over the years, because I'm not the most patient of people, as Elizabeth will tell you. And Tina probably will as well, actually. I'm quite an impatient chap. So I design stuff so that if I can build it, anybody can do it. It's not a difficult thing.
Are you doing photos?
I haven't done photos, have I? Have windows going in?
Somebody's just
Did I do pictures of the sills?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I did pictures of the windows when I built the windows. Let's have a picture of the sill. Because all the sills are the same, so that's all right. We've got pictures of the sill, and we want pictures of the windows like that gone in. So they just push in, so that's fair enough. We've got those. Got pictures of the windows built up, I think. If not, I know what I'll be doing tomorrow. That's more pictures of windows. Took pictures of the doors.
Simpson says top window get double bars reflection.
Yeah, a little bit, but like I say, you can when you build it, you can glaze the individual pieces. Glaze them as you wish. I've just done it that way because it's late and I want to go to bed. So I've done it that way. You can do it. Glaze the two pieces, then glue them together. So glaze them individually and then glue them together, and you'll have perfect, true to scale windows. So it's up to you how you glaze them. Yeah, there's a bit of a reflection on that, but only just. I mean, if you put the roof on, there's a little bit of a reflection on the top bars, but the average person looking at that on a model railway would never in a million years spot that. You guys spot it because you're into this stuff and you understand how it all works, but the average viewer of a model railway is never in a million years going to notice that. But like I say, glaze the parts separately. I've done it for speed tonight because it's now gone 9 o'clock. But the instructions will tell you can do it either way. Now I just need to get the side window in, which has gone in. A little bit fiddlier than the other ones, but that's the smallest windows in now. They are done and in, but they're fitting really nicely. And then we've got the back window to do, and I've got the guttering to put in, and then the roof to do, and we are done for the night. And the door, don't forget the door. Right.
Tim says, why don't you just use screen grabs from the video?
I could do. Yeah, true. If I've missed anything, I'll just screen grab it, yeah. It's not a bad idea, actually. Good one. Right, now what I'm doing is fiddling with this back window to get it into the reveal how I'd like it, which is done now. There we go, so that's that. Can't believe how long this is taken, actually.
Somebody said maybe start it at 6:30.
That's tea time. I'm still eating my tea then.
What if you get a takeaway in?
Oh, yeah. I could bring a pizza or a curry. Sit and have a curry here while we're doing it.
Yeah.
Then you have to sit and listen to me chomping away on my tea. Nearly done. Right, door in. So again, all these just push in and sit lovely in the gaps. I've just put glue down either side. Really simple. Just to hold it in position. It's pretty smart, isn't it? Right, then we need a roof for the thing. Where's that gone? Where's that one gone, Tim?
What's that?
There's a roof.
Roof? That?
No, they've got those roofs. Roofs.
Oh.
The roof for that. Where's that gone? What's happened to that? Where's my sheet gone that I cut all the bits out of? What have we done with that? I released all the parts earlier on the laser board sheet. There's a roof for me. Doodle. I don't know where it's gone. I can make one, but it's on the laser board sheet because it got cut. I cut it out. I haven't binned anything, have I? Talk amongst yourselves, we've lost a part. Still in the sheet. God dear me. Still in the sheet, look. It's not supposed to be green either, but I painted it. I didn't mean to paint it. It doesn't need to be green because we're going to cover this now with thingy. You tell it's getting late, can't you? Couldn't find a part instead of the blinking sheet. What a fool. There we go. We need that bit now. That's the roof for the porch at the back there. Like that. Could leave it green if you wanted to, but it wouldn't be right. You could felt it. Okay, so we're going to glue these in now, if that fits nicely in there. Might need to clean the holes out a little bit with the knife. Right, this is just our, say, sort of quick and easy guttering, really. It's not perfect, but it kind of does the job. He says if you can get it in the slots. It's proving quite tricky. It's only because I've blocked the hole up with a bit of paper, like a fool. I'll come back to that one in a minute. Let's do the other one. This is where it all goes pear-shaped. The rest of it's gone together really lovely, but this bit is a right pain in the neck. Right. Okay, that one's in. That one's in. Take your time when you're putting the guttering on. Try not to force it too much. So that's that one. That's the back guttering. Let's try and do the front one. And then I'll go back to the porch one. Yeah, that was all right.
You could maybe do it with white or something, couldn't you? Your fingers look.
Your fingers are filthy. Covered in glue. Which is why it's quite hard to get this in position, because my fingers are sticking to the blinking thing.
You want me to do it?
Well, can you get that in there?
I'll try.
In those slots? Or use the tweezers, whatever.
It's going up
Yeah, it's going that way, yeah. I'm covered in glue. You get one end in first, the rest of it sort of slots in.
It does look a bit tacky from where you painted it.
It is, yeah.
No.
Not going?
Yeah.
What I might do actually is I might, again, alter a couple of bits on the wrap. What I'll do is on the wrap I'll put a printed black line, and then the easiest thing to do is to take the tabs off. In fact, we'll do that now. We'll modify that. We'll take the tabs off here, and I'll do that on the actual laser part. Let's just take the tabs off, because the tabs are a pain in the neck with the wrap. If you've not got it wrapped, it's really easy, then the tabs will work brilliantly, but with the wrap, the tabs are a nuisance. So let's take those off. Run a little glue along the imaginary line. And then just put that on there, like so, as our guttering. And get it to stand up. And then carefully run a fine bead of glue down underneath it. Like that. We'll let that dry. I'll do the same mod on the back guttering. I'll just modify this on the laser sheet so when Kate runs them in the morning, it'll all be spot on. And then all the ones that have ordered them over the weekend can all go out, and hopefully you'll have them for the weekend coming to start and build up your own. Got Elizabeth messaging you. I told you to be late.
No, I think Kate's watching.
Oh, is she?
This is hilarious and fantastic. I want to build a KX66.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. God, no. Yeah. No, it's all right, actually. It's okay. It's just where I just need to modify a couple of bits. So I'm going to glue that bit of glue underneath there, hold that one in. These, when they're flat strips and haven't got the tabs on, they'll be so much easier. But doing this sort of thing, a build like this on an evening, at least allows us to double check things before it goes out. So there you go, that's done. Right, that's nice. That's going to go on there now. We're not going to stick with the green though. We're going to obviously put tiles on it. So put that on. Okay, we're going to take a picture of them there thingies, gutterings. So we've got that. So guttering, take a picture. Tina, would you like to tell you what, you can have a discuss this amongst your followers out there,
Yeah.
your fans. Decide what you're going to call the building. Like, we've got some signs on here. Find out what they would like it to be. Bear in mind the building is green, and you've got various signs on there. What do you reckon is going to work? Give them, find out what they fancy calling it.
All right. Oh, I've got to even try and read these. Right, we've got Bailey and Woods, which is a high-class printing.
Yeah, high-class printing shop.
Broom, Reed and Harris, which is photographic dealers. Oh, qualified opticians.
Yeah.
Scott Brothers Tailors. The Star Tea Company, which is actually an expert tea tasters and blenders. Knighton Compy,
Could be. Can't remember.
Fishmongers, E. Hillman, which is a hardware one, M. Holmes and Son, which is a butcher's, L. McTavish and Sons, clockmaker, Jones and Gray, a druggist, Rose and Co, apothecary, A. Williams, grocer, Williams and Son, fishing, tackle and naturalists.
Not naturists.
No, naturalists. Moore, which is a hairdresser, fancy repository. E. Prosser, boot and shoe factor.
Mm-hmm.
T. Jones and Sons, ironmonger and general stores. A. Fariner, which is family baker. C. E. Hitchcock, which is a funeral furnisher. And a J. A. Hardy, which is a goldsmith and silversmith.
Yeah. So pick whichever one you fancy. I don't mind. I'll just stick the sign on. It's all gone quiet. Right, I'm going to glue the roof on now. So we've glued the roof pieces on. Okay. On this one, there's no overhang. If you want to have this building on its own, standing alone, you could put a slightly wider roof part on. That gives you the opportunity to then have barge boards and all the rest of it. The idea being this is a terraced thing, or going to form part of a terrace, so you want it so you can put all the buildings close to each other. So we've done it that way. So at the moment, there's no overhang on the roof. But again, it's up to you guys. If you wish to do that, then you, of course, may do so. All right, I'm going to now glue these roof tiles on.
Cheeky bugger.
Okay.
I said bugger. Trains with Nick. He says the apothecary one, just so we can hear Tina's song say it again.
It's not a word you say very often, is it? Apothecary.
Is that what it is? Apothecary.
Apothecary, I think. It's not one you hear a lot, is it? It's an old word. It's the old word for a chemist, really. But it's not something you hear every day. Apothecary. Certainly not a word you say very often. In everyday life these days, you don't say I'm popping into the apothecary. You say I'm going to Boots, or the chemist. Apothecary.
I'm trying to think what they used to say on Friends when they were on about the table that.
Oh, Pottery Barn.
Rachel bought,
wasn't it?
She was living with Phoebe, and Ross bought the same one, didn't he?
Yeah, wasn't it from Pottery Barn?
Yeah.
Right, we're doing the roof slates here, look. Okay, so now what I would probably do, in fact, what I'm going to do is add to the wraps. I will add flat, simple paper barge boards as well to the wraps, so that you can glue them on the side here. I'll do that tomorrow. So, T, you just scroll down barge boards, please. I will add some paper barge boards that can be used on the edges here, just to tidy this up. Not there's anything majorly wrong with it at all. It's just, I think it would neaten the edges up just that tiny little bit, I think. Oops.
There are quite a few suggestions for the signs that we've not even got. So,
right. Well, they're having them then, because we haven't got the bloody signs. We're only going with the signs we've got.
Well, I would have said the grocers is the one that's
Coming up the most.
well, you have 3 for the green grey. So.
All right. Is that because the building's green?
Yeah, I was already said about.
Nearly done. These roof slates make things so much quicker to do. As you see, we're nearly done one side of the roof. If you want to vary the fitment of the slates, you can do to, as in real life, they would get slightly smaller and slightly closer together at the top. I'm just building the kit as it is, as standard. So it just basic slates for the moment, which I still think look half decent.
Andrew Hicks has said about laser lines across the roof for lining up the slates.
Yeah, you could do, but you don't really need them, to be honest, because I'm just working off the bottom of the slates. I'm just going off where the slates are cut to, and then the bottom of the next strip. So I'm just using that. We could laser sort of ones that vary slightly. Again, you can do the thing with the missing slates and all the rest of it on this if you want to as well. But I don't think you don't really need the lines. They're okay as they are. I just need, the only thing I've not done on these sheets is put enough of the tiles on to fit this part yet. So I'm going to use a second sheet for this. But I'll either sort that tomorrow or put you 2 sheets in. Then you, in fact, I'll probably put 2 sheets in, then you can do your own thing in terms of those that want to play around with the spacing of the slates will have enough to do that. These are cut to perfect length, but you can play around with the spacing in terms of how big the slates look depth-wise. So let me just quickly release these, and then we'll pop a quick roof on. I'll set of slates on the doodart, so we're in that one big one first. So I mean, what did that take? 5 minutes to do that bit of roof? Not too long at all. What? What are you laughing at? Me? Or them? Or what? Just losing the will to live now, probably.
2 hours.
2 hours?
Nearly. It's nearly 9:30.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, crikey. Didn't think it would take that long. Well, it's not taking very long to do the roof. I think the roof hasn't taken long. The rest of it's taken a while.
So a couple of people have gone now.
Yeah.
Going to bed.
No, that's fine. Sorry it's taking so long. If you're not waffling.
Photo.
Oh, yeah, photo.
Someone's just reminded us.
Yeah, it's because I'm getting carried away trying to get it finished now. So let me put this strip on then, and I'll do a photograph. And then we're about done. Anyway, once we've done that rear porch, so I'll have a photograph of that, like so, a photograph of that, like that. Now, thank you to everybody that's joined us. Obviously, it's been a 2-hour build, so that's quite a long time to sit watching us doing this, but thank you for those that have. To everybody, it's been good fun. Different atmosphere to the daytime ones, to be honest. But it's good. And we're going to go home, get a bit of supper, and read for a bit, and then get some sleep. And come back and finish off tomorrow.
It took him 3 days doing individual tiles.
Yeah. I haven't got the patience for that, John. I know you have, but I haven't got the patience for that. No, I'd rather do. This is more my thing. They still look decent enough. And they're pre-weathered, so you haven't got to colour them or faff around or anything. You just literally glue them on. And away we go. If you want to do any missing tiles and things, just chop chunks out. These are nice and easy to do.
Finishing Central on Railway says leave the porch green as a tin roof.
Could do, yeah, could do. I need it for colouring for the instructions, that's the only thing. Probably look alright with a bit of corrugated iron on it, to be honest, but
we did say about that.
Would look good. But I mean, like I say, it's a blank canvas. It's a starting point for you to create your own amazing looking stuff. That's the thing. Right, that's 2 bits of roof completely finished. Now we need a set of roof, what do you call it, ridge tiles, not roof tiles, ridge tiles, which is that. And then we need to put a score down the middle. Just mark that.
Dick Reference says, now build another one with a brick wrap.
Yeah, right. No. I'm going to bed, mate. This is tiring. Right, ridge tiles go on the top like so. So I'll just make sure they're folded enough. All I've done is scored down the middle of the ridge tiles with my empty biro. Works brilliantly as a scoring tool. A little bit of glue on there. And then we've got to do that porch roof and we are finished for the evening. Shut everything off and get on home. We haven't stuck the chimney on. You painted those bits for the chimney as well, didn't you? Somewhere. Right, okay. That's that bit. So that's the roof done. We're nearly done then. So roof, ridge tiles done. We're going to want, what, 3 or 4 rows of these. So let's have a couple of these out. Sorry it's taken so long. Thing is, it's like this, I either sit here and build it on my own and talk to nobody, or we actually do it as a live build. So I might as well do it as a live build, really. We just need to trim these ever so slightly. So it must be there-ish. A tiny bit off. In fact, we'll probably get away with doing that, actually. Let's go with that. No, I need to trim that.
Roger and Sue say goodbye.
Good night, both. Hope you have a good evening. Thank you for watching us. Post some pictures up of this when I've done, probably tomorrow in the group, in the club, so you can see the finished article when I've had a bit of sleep. Right. What's that? I'll put properly trimmed ones in the kit for this as well, so you haven't got to faff around doing this. So this is a painfully laborious bit. About 4 people left watching now. Move on to bed.
My bridge station said if it's any consolation, Tina, the soup is still on as well.
Getting there now. We're getting there. What we got there? 1, 2, 3, 7, 7, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, you picked a name. Or we go with the grocers. Eh? Couple of links of this and I'll be done. I've gone quiet.
Yeah.
I know, I'm getting really tired now actually. I'm concentrating, I'm trying to get this done. I'm thinking, I've got to that point where you're sort of running on empty now. I'm sort of thinking, oh, I am done. Oh, this is it. I'm finished for today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 7. 7. I'm thinking, I've got to drive home yet. Not that it's that far, but still got to drive home. I'm ready for my supper. I'm starving. Well, I need one more link for that, and we are done on that bit. So we need a half tile, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tiles, half off each end. Oops, half off each end, like. So a lot of people out and about outside.
Mm.
Must be the prison lot up the road. The what do you call it? They're called Circo. A couple of units up, knocking about. Honk honk. There we go. That'll do. It's not ideal, that bit. I might cut some bits off those tiles in the morning. Just trim them if I can do it now. Just bear with me. I'm just trying to trim these tiles off because they're a bit too long there. With a slightly sharper knife, but it'll do. That's better. That's nicer. Okay, that's that. If you wanted to add something like flashing and bits and bobs, you can do. Chimney, I'm going to put chimney. Which side do we go with the chimney? Left or right?
There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go there with the chimney. Right, so chimney we're just going to pop on the top. If you wanted to fit this before you put the roof tiles on, you can do. Again, it's entirely up to you. But I'm just going to pop it there.
Photo.
Oh, I want a photograph here. I want a photograph of that bit of chimney going in. Taking my dad doesn't realise we're doing a live build tonight because he keeps messaging me, asking me questions about all sorts of things. He's obviously not been on his Facebook thing tonight.
David Charles, as you can now say that we've been out on the tiles.
Just a little bit, yeah. Okay, just going to glue these two pieces on here to give it a bit more interest to the chimney. And then tomorrow, as I promised, I'll put a roll-up paper thing in your chimney that you can roll up with a cocktail stick or something. A couple of chimney pots in there. But that, for the moment, is that. So that's the chimney done for the moment. And then we've got a label, sticker, whatever, shop name goes on there. We're going for A. Williams Grocer. So we're just going to pop that in there. Knife. God, it must be nearly 10 o'clock now.
No, not quite.
Not quite, no.
25 to.
25 to, flipping out. The other thing we've not done, of course, yet is we haven't glazed the shop window. So now we need to do that. So we just put the sign on. So we're just going to glaze this, same principle as before. As you can see, I'm trying to work quickly now because I really do want to go and switch off. So I'm going to put that in on there like that. Continue. Is it not on charge? Right, that's that. Let's cut round this again carefully. Glue's not completely gone off, but I'm just hoping it's gone off enough to let me cut through it.
Yes, David, it's a greengrocer's.
It is a greengrocer's, yeah. That's what we've gone for. There we are. That is now glazed, so we've got that bit all done with the sign and glazing. Now glue the front onto there. What's the crackling on?
I don't know, it's on this.
No.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not us crackling.
Hmm?
Hopefully it's not us crackling. Just on that phone, if you see what I mean.
I think so, yeah.
Right. And then we just glue that on there so it's equally spaced. It's on low power mode, that phone, isn't it? There we go. We have a greengrocer's. It is done. That was a long build, that. It's done. It's finished. There we go. Greengrocer's, all done. The only thing I'm going to do tomorrow is add a couple of paper barge boards for the sides here just to neaten it up, just to hide the edges of the laser board on the roof. And I will put a chimney thing in it, and that will be it. So there we go. That is it. I'm just going to pull this camera up because the other one's playing up. So if you bear with me, that's me. There we are. We're done. I'll do that one, and then Tina's there. That's it. The other camera's gone off because the power's whatever. The battery's died in the other camera. So there we go. We're done now. That is it. That's tonight's build. The KX466. It was a long one, a really long build. I'm absolutely shattered, but it's done, and I've got far too much hair. I really need a haircut. That is it. Done. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you to everybody that's watched. We've still got 120 odd people watching, which is brilliant. Even at this time of night, fantastic. Really enjoyed it. Good bit of a chat tonight. It's a good laugh. Apologies for all the discussions about flaps and things. Somebody said about interior walls quickly, just up a bit, up a tiny bit. Somewhere
Andrew,
said.
Yeah, Andrew Hicks.
Yeah, what was it? Interior, so you can't see right through to the building. Yeah, now that's something else. I've got plans for interior modules of things which will fit this and other stuff. So rather than supply it with this, you could just put a piece of card across the back there. Use it off cut laser board or whatever across the back. Couple of minutes, scratch build it. We do, if you in the club, there's some downloadable interior things in the Railway Modelers Club in the first class section. You can download wallpapers and bits and bobs. You could make one up really quickly for that. But it's something I want to do as an add-on kind of kit that will fit a number of things. But that I think looks half decent, doesn't it? What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Right, we're done. We're getting out of here. We're going home. We're going to go and have something to eat and then fall asleep rather quickly. So I'm absolutely shattered. Thank you very much for watching. We might do another evening one, but I don't know when we've had a lot of sleep. Right, see you all later. It's really, really late. It's 20 to 10. So
Yes.
goodbye.
Bye.
Good evening.
Bye.
Ta-da.